Again, namaste everyone. Myself, I'm architect Rajesh Parmar from Thakur School of Architecture and Planning. I firstly like to congratulate Ethos for conducting such a nice event for designers, educators, which we do not get a platform to represent what we are researching within our teaching curriculum, and as an educator also. So, with this, I'd like to start my presentation. This presentation basically was done for the Design Educator Awards 25, which was submitted to Ethos, and their main goal was to achieve advocacy, sustainability, and design pedagogy in the teaching methodologies. And this presentation is about my research or whatever I've been come through across, whatever lacunas have been there in the teaching process. According to me, basically, it is right. We're all architects here. We have different pedagogies, different teaching methodologies, different learnings, different outcomes. So this is what I have tried my best to contribute to the teaching academia. So with this start, as you can see, the first slide I have divided into 9 squares, which I have the design pedagogy, research, ICT techniques, IKS, that is Indian knowledge systems, vertical studio, industry connect, flipped classrooms, empathy, and testimonials. All these will be going in detail as per slides. Okay. The aim here is basically is to what I aim now after say more than nearing to 2 decades of teaching. I've just now I've been arriving to a more conclusive presentation over here. That is a must. That is the industry has required is requiring these things right now. Is universal design, sustainability, industry connect. Because when teaching, because when teaching, we are so engrossed into teaching that we kind to underestimate or say leave these things behind, which are required in current generation. Jen said, they're very basically very uh, modern, and we need to inculcate these things values still in them. That is what this presentation I'm going to show you today. So just going to the next slide. Now this slide basically is about design pedagogy, what I believe here. Now this each slide will have a numbering done with the photographs, which I'll just explain to you in one line, not be elaborate and a boring presentation. Don't worry. Okay. The first thing definitely is about universal how design subject can involve all these things. Now, when you say design, mostly we talk about principles of design, forms, functions. But I believe that technical aspects also are a very important part of design pedagogy. That is the first photograph you see here. We have included, started with ramps. Basically, RAM is universal design in the design program. So it is very unique, and they students were very eager to learn why ramps are not in the first lecture. Then I made them realize, ramps is required as a part of universal design. Each and every person in this world, some other time, most of difficulty, physical disability, maybe it is a fracture, maybe it is a walking thing or something like that. Each and everything. It is not confined to an age. So this the design has to have this approach. Second picture shows about how macro to micro you can show in interior design. Okay, how interior spaces if you create uh, neatly and nicely as per the design requirement of the client, they can also be a part of your design pedagogy. Then the third photograph shows here, this one, about site planning. Okay, how sustainability and with empathy towards nature, towards people gives you this site planning. Okay. Then the fourth photograph over here, if you can see the cursor over here. This is about material palettes. How material palettes are very important to reduce consumption of energy, to to eliminate heat islands. Okay, from your design project, if it's a micro level bungalow or even an urban level, how does it react? How does a micro palette of materials react to the climate around you? Then the finishes which require interior finishes. Interior finishes you require, right? So that is also a part of your uh, design. How paints reflect, how the use of less chemicals of paints affect your design. Then come to technical part, that is your working drawing. Even six, that is image number 6 over here. How this image, this is a chalk and talk image basically. So it's a cross isometric section of oil, I can say. So how these also can be a part. Because if you don't know this, how will you design? Okay. So that's also an important part. Then coming to which is number 7. You should know your historical backgrounds of your country, of your region, how they can be a part of your form of your design. A similar thing if you need to design a hall or a conversation hall or any other multi-purpose use spaces, how spanning structures can help you in designing these structures. Then definitely model making as a part of the design, the end part. The client wants to know what you are doing. Okay, so this is also a part of design pedagogy. Lastly, how different chakras are in this history of temples. If you see, they have as per the deity or as per the god which are representing. So here I would say our what is our client. So as per the client, you need to change the right pedagogy sometimes. Like this is about design pedagogy. The next slide we'll have again about research. Now, as a teacher, as educator, we need also to have some research done before we enter into the class, into the studio, or we need to clear about your outcomes or your deliverables also here. So here, if you see, I'm more oriented towards chalk and talk learnings, right? And off late, people suggested me to record or to photograph all these things, right? That's why I started this recent from the recent 5 years. I started this recording this thing. Maybe these images are very small, but then they also inculcate a very important aspect in research. Then coming to image number 3. Now here, apart from teaching landscape directly, you should decode things, decode things with them. These are all presentations which I have been doing. Okay, then the fourth side again comes to how uh, specifications and construction play important role in uh, advanced and universal design, because just what students do is that they just do it in your design portfolio. But how is the construction happening? How is the surface filling happening? What is the railing behind it? Okay, all these things are also very important. So I've tried to make this in a subject called as specification estimation costing, rather than just giving it in a design, like a cosmetic kind of element in architectural design. So I've elevated this feature into even ARD also as estimation costing. Students should know what is going inside, what is the slope of the ramp, what people are going to use it for walking sticks, or even wheelchairs for that matter. The research has to be done in this topic also. The fifth again is about my paper presentation, that is I did my research for transgenders recently. So even that is a new topic which I did to meet you, what transgenders are doing in India or this actually, and how is that scenario, how pathetic situations they go through, and their historical backgrounds as well. Then coming to 6 again, this is again related to humanities. How planning of a house, planning of a dwelling, to planning of a town. Okay, how Indian history has affected and still principles are followed. Some research has been done on that again. Then seventh again is about landscape architecture. Seventh photograph. How landscape architecture throughout the globe has helped us in uh, the vocabulary which we use right now. It's principles, dolmens and railings. So all these things now landscape architecture has given us, as outcome. The eighth part is about one of the electives which I had taken. Okay, this elective was different that if you have to have a design subject or design project, the same project you should have technical drawings of. So basically, this elective was about to convert your design drawings into technical drawings, keeping the same outcome, not even changing a bit. Normally, what happens, or a working drawing of a certain project, you tend to change the design because it's not perfect. But here then we had a challenge to students. We know you are not supposed to change your design, but you're supposed to have compulsory evolve details as per your design. That was again the challenge. So we had very nice outcomes of this research also. So my advice to academicians is that keep on researching various arenas, right from historical backgrounds to contemporary intangible things like transgenders, learning about the landscape architecture, evolving about new methodologies. So this is about the research part. Then come here to ICT techniques. That is, you have used the latest technology to bring about the outcomes. If you see here, the first slide, I had taken an orientation program for a mandala art The same mandala art, if you see the second photograph is transformed into digital formation. That is using the app on the tablet or on the mobile. You can convert the same mandala art into a very profound art. That can be faster also. This was the thing which I had done. Then coming to third portion, using uh, YouTube or say live meetings with different professions of the industry, because nowadays people don't have really that much time to come physically there and on the spot and give lectures. So these techniques of which COVID has given us. COVID has given us a very very beautiful technique of conducting online meetings right across continents. So this also one should use again. Now and coming to the fourth picture, this is an interesting picture. We, after the COVID, when students resumed to the institutes or colleges, they somewhere were lagging behind the how do we convert or how do we have graphical knowledge. So what we did is was we just took a random students layout, okay, site plan layout, just projected it without the screen, and then we worked on the board directly. That student came to know that how my design, which is so lame, has been transformed into a beautiful site plan. So this was the thing we learned or we experimented to projector and the chalk and talk, which again was a very huge success for the students of that batch. Then coming to as a teacher, as an academician, you should learn different courses online. Okay, again, there are different arenas available, so we should always keep learning and never stop learning. So these are one certificate which I received for a course again. Then again here also, if you see this paragraph number 6, here I'm teaching estimation costing, through Excel sheets directly projected on the board. The specification written directly on the board, rather than just giving them and boring them with notes and they don't understand. So giving them live demonstration about mathematics and Excel sheets also gives a very live and a more modern approach and a faster approach, because during earlier times we used to have measurement forms and write individual things, use calculators. This is a complete thing right now. So coming again to the modern generation, directly, Excel is again a boon for measurement sheets and calculating BOQs, bill of quantities. So directly representing them on the screen helps them a lot. This again, social media also is again one of the technique which you should use to show yourself how you are doing. This is again one of my sketches were converted into a full-fledged sketched or rendered technique or using a software platform again. So this also actually techniques. This kind of these are very few things which I have done along this 5 to 7 years course of time. Okay, more techniques might be there in the industry. More people are doing more things. Might be I am just a drop in the ocean, but still I'm trying to give my contribution to this techniques. Then coming to one of my favorite topics, this is IKS, that is Indian Knowledge Systems. Okay, now if you see here, before even IKS came, the IKS term came into the education industry. This is I've been doing this again from the most. This photograph, if you see on the first photograph, is almost 12 to 15 years ago. So this kind of system I already started at that time. A beautiful model made by students of Pancharathas of Mahabalipuram. Then you have the Jagannath temple again here. The second picture photograph is about it's a live demonstration of how to document on live on site. Okay, this is about the Ballareshwar temple at Pali. Then this the fifth photograph, if you see over here, is the outcome of an again a different kind of electives. What we did here was we just took one slide or one drawing from Lord Batley's portfolio. Okay, with due respect and acknowledgement to the portfolio again. We just those black and white drawings. We just told the students. You just imagine that this is in a basalt stone, then how it will look. Then students came along with these renders, beautiful renders. Somebody imagined the same structure in sandstone. Somebody imagined the same structure in marble cladding. So beautiful outcomes came again out of these electives also. Then coming to this sixth photograph over it, I may not go chronologically. Sixth photograph over it talks about estimation costing. How Indian systems had, like the Gunta, the Piga, Umpi, all these systems were prevailing right from hundreds of years ago, which were forgotten. So I try to have one of the assignments of estimation costing in the Indian knowledge system category. Then coming to this 3 and 7 photograph. Okay, now here I always ensure that along with the English calendar, we also have the national calendar, on the blackboard on the top left side, as in our school days. Okay, but I try to include the uh, Indian national calendar also. What is the Tithi on that day? What is the Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha? What is the Var on that day? And what is the year of the calendar going on that day? So not only doing this, and it's like for all the students, whatever faith they follow, they should know that calendar. Basically, this is start for that. So that is again the IKS for this slide. Coming to IKS, again a different category of knowledge systems again. Mandala art definitely has grown over the years. This photograph, if you see, is way older. It's even before the word mandala was into academics. So from that time onwards, I kind of experimented with various mandalas. Then photograph number 2, 3, and 4, and even 5 also. Uh, they specifically are live demonstrations on site. How do you document historical temples and mosques when you are on site? If you are doing heritage conservation projects, how graphical sheets help you in documentation and scaling the whole structure. Okay, so these 4 photographs are from that site, and these are actually outcomes of the students what they have done. This is not some Google images. Actually, all images, if you see in this presentation, or from start to end, is all things which I have experienced. I have taken the outcomes from the students again. Picture number 6 again talks about a student doing some very serious work of documentation. Okay, and then picture number 7 again talks about the research of which you should do of humans. Okay, humans which are again civilization and everything. So we should always keep on bombarding students with the knowledge system that we have already have. This number 8 again talks about how one should look at the Indian history. Maybe it's ancient Indian history, or say modern Indian history or prehistoric India, whatever. It's a presentation about how students should have a look on this history of India. So this again talks about, I guess, coming to vertical studios. Now, vertical studios definitely are required. You cannot just have like school days, you teach history, geometry. No, you can't do that for architecture at least. So this slide talks about a vertical studio industry connect. The picture number 1 again talks about it's kind of demonstration how live you can demonstrate with clients. This is a live sketch in the front of clients. They were very mesmerized to see, okay, our house will look like this. So picture number 2 again talks about our participation with the industry. As academicians, we should participate in competitions which are industry related, or which are uh, connected with the actual big icons of the building industry. Question number 3 again, now this talks of model making and sciography connected with history of architecture. Imagine a building or a temple made, but you're studying sciography of a temple. So graphics and humanities definitely has combined together over here. Then we come to picture number 4 again. It's again interiors, working drawing, design, resolving, everything is combined over here in this one sheet. So what I did was, I did not see when I take these details on board, I never do it on my own. I just take designs of students from the folio, and then live resolution is done on the blackboard. If I get time, I'll share the video of this. That's a timeless video like that. So the details I'll share definitely. But this again, one should keep in mind. You should not. So again, I repeat once again, you should not impose your details on the students, but you should take their designs and resolve them. So this helps them a lot. So again, this is again picture number 6 about brick construction. Brick construction compound walls from their design portfolio, and not just any design. So this kind of connects vertical studios of building construction, interior design, working drawing, architecture design. So this has to be there. Then this item talks about the flipped classroom. You know the outcome looks the similar thing, but these 4 slides are from different subjects altogether. The first slide definitely comes from the study tool. The second slide comes from the building material for interiors. The third slide comes from again how to learn interior graphics, or say and the fourth set comes from humanities. So these all four photographs they look similar, but they are all from different subjects. Again, you need to tell the students what is the outcome going to be without showing them the previous outcome. Because if you show them the previous outcome, they're kind of related towards that only. So you should never show. I suggest you should never show previous works to any student. They should be able to work out on their own. And it should be a role model again for them. See how you are doing your work should be known to them so that they have some image for you. Okay, this faculty is like that, and this also is very important. Last slide is about testimonials again. Now, testimonials are these one and two are testimonials are which are receiving letters from my students and from my institute which I work. And picture number three is about what students appreciate on Facebook, on Instagram. They if I put them and then this appreciation showed by them. Very thankful to all my students till date. Thank you so much. Here and the lastly, you should explore things. You should Lastly, I would like this presentation explore the experience, educate, express, involve, embellish, enhance, encourage, excellent, empathize in your work. Thank you so much. I will end this presentation over here. Thank you, Ethos, for giving me an opportunity to present this work of mine. Thank you so much.